Welcome to The Therapy Spot, the podcast where real conversations meet real impact. Hosted by Scott and Shazara Melody, two therapists bringing heartfelt, relatable, and therapeutic discussions that touch our lives and uplift our community. We're proud to be sponsored by an incredible network of organizations that share our mission to empower and inspire. Mr. Sophisticated, a business entrepreneur. Raymond from Fifth Avenue, the host of The Breakfast Blues Show. Carson Gracie Warriors, a renowned MMA school in Brent. And VIP, Violence Intervention Project, transforming lives and building safer communities in Hammersmith. Together with our sponsors, we're creating a space where every conversation sparks change, every voice is heard, and every episode inspires growth. Lock in as we feel, heal, and grow together. The Therapy Spot, healing our community one episode at a time.
Welcome audience. Welcome to the Therapy Spot. This is our monthly podcast. My name is Scott. I am a therapist, and that's my beautiful co-host who is
Shaz. I'm a therapist also. Yeah.
And to my right, I have
Lorna. My name's Lorna. My first time here. I work with substance abuse, but I'm here regarding health.
Thank you. And next to Lorna, we have
I'm Mel. I'm here as a guest today to speak about the impact it has on family members when you lose somebody suddenly. So I lost my brother Alvin to a massive heart attack last year. So yeah, that's why I'm here today. I also work in substance misuse, but I want to talk about the impact on Black men and their health.
Thank you. And I have
I'm Jordan. People may know me as Just Jordan Poetry. I'm a poet, but I've had a series of heart issues over the years, or back in 2018 specifically, and I'm okay now by God's grace. So I'm happy to be here to share my experiences.
Thank you.
I think it's such a touching subject, especially today talking about heart issues. I lost my mum to heart failure in 2021. Also lost an aunt and an uncle and a grandparent, and they all had the same sort of similar heart issues, and a close friend in 22 the following year as well. So this is definitely a conversation that's needed in the community, and I love how you spoke about the impact that it has on families, because it's huge. It's huge. And we want to touch on why we decided to bring this topic up today.
Okay. And I know you're looking at me.
Yeah.
So on the 28th of September, I had a heart attack. Unexpected. And it really kind of opened my eyes. I'm still going through the rehabilitation process now. But prior to having the heart attack, 2 years ago, I had an appointment at the doctor. I had a strange feeling down the left-hand side of my body. And my mum said, go to the hospital. I went to the hospital and they picked up some irregular things in my heart. And a year after that, they prescribed me blood pressure medication. And I'm going gym. And I'm not really paying attention to the medication. I'm not taking it as I'm supposed to. And a week before my heart attack, I was at the gym and I was lying down and I got this mad head rush. I was about to do a bench press and I got this really dizzy spell. So there was warning signs.
Yeah.
So on the 28th, it was a normal day. Got up, made soup for the family. About 11 o'clock at night, I just started to feel this really tight pain in my chest. And I'm looking back now and I'm smiling because I said to the paramedic that came, his name was Alistair, he saved my life. But I was doing some break dancing because the pain had me twist up a certain way. I could have won Olympics for the break dancing that I was doing.
100%.
So when the ambulance man came, he put the ECG thing on. My blood pressure was 210 over 120, I think. And the man, he immediately called the ambulance and they took me to Hammersmith Hospital. And I was in there for 4 days. They have placed a stent in my heart. Now, I had 1 blood pressure medication to take. Now I got to take 7 tablets a day. And when people heard about this, people reached out. So Mel reached out, you reached out. And then I realized, there's a lot of people in our community that have high blood pressure.
Yeah.
That can cause stroke, that can cause heart attack.
Yeah.
And as men and as women, but mainly the men, do we take it seriously enough? Do we seek that support, that help? Do we take this stuff seriously? Because what it's opened my eyes to, life can change just like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Of course.
Just like that, life can change. And it's made me be more appreciative. It's made me understand that actually, even though historically the black community might have negative expectations of the NHS, and there's still some stereotypes that exist around childbirth if you're black, etc., etc. But it made me realize the importance of seeking medical advice, taking medical advice.
Yeah.
And even though we're living in the age of the internet where there's lots of alternative medications and stories, that how important it is for us to understand that high blood pressure is a killer. And I'm talking about stress. When the consultant explained, when you have high blood pressure, you're putting pressure on the internal organs.
Yeah.
So you're knocking out your kidneys, and then it's got a knock-on effect onto your lungs. So it's really important that we take care of our heart, because the heart, I learned so much about the heart, like it's a muscle. These veins that are across it are helping the muscle to pump. And like your diet, lack of exercise can get you clogs, and then you get into this position where your heart ain't working. Or so it's just made me really appreciative, and I was really blessed that people reached out to me and wanted to share their story. So I wanted to give people the opportunity so that people watching can tell a loved one, sort out your blood pressure. You know, be more, what's the right word, assertive with your medical practitioner, because a lot of us, sometimes when we enter those spaces, we don't assert our story, or we're not really asserting, I need this help and I want this support. So that's a little bit about my inspiration for doing this. And I've got our guest here, and they have also had issues around the heart, and that's Mel said, and Lorna, and they wanted to share their story. So I want to give you guys an opportunity.
I was just going to jump in there because I think it's so interesting that you're someone in your late 40s, 50s-ish.
I'm 6. I get my bus pass in a couple of years.
You see, I wanted to be nice there, innit?
I get my bus pass.
But you're someone that, say, in your 50s, you were fit and healthy, you were always working out. I remember your workout videos during COVID, and you eat good, and you're always doing your little cooking videos, you got your fruit and veg and things like that. And you were still having these underlying heart issues. And I think for yourself, to jump in on your story, because you went through similar, but in your 20s. So 2 black men, one in their 50s, one in their 20s, both fit, both healthy, but still experiencing heart issues and having to go down that road. So just off the back of Scotty's story, give us a glimpse of your story as well.
Okay. So from what I understood, in my family, there was no hereditary problems with heart. So when I was a child, I believe I was about 8 years old or 9 years old, I've got a younger sister who's 18 months younger than me. And around a similar time, we both started to experience heart palpitations when we was in primary school. And we went to get it investigated. However, my younger sister, her one was more severe than mine. So she had to have the 24-hour ECG tape. She had to be monitored and stuff like that. We were advised to just simply step back from the activities, because we're both very active children doing extracurricular things. So for me, it kind of resolved itself from a child. So from age 10 or so, I don't think I've thought about any heart problems until I was 24. So there was no sign where it would have happened. But what happened was, to kind of just speed it up, was I didn't realize how much stress I was putting under my body. at the time.
Mm-hmm.
I was very naive, thinking I'm young, I'm healthy, all of that stuff. And what happened was, it was a combination of events.
Mm-hmm.
It was pericarditis, it was sleep apnea, it was the arrhythmia again kicking in. There was, as I said, a few things in combination to what happened to that day. It was the 1st of May, 2018. And what happened was, 3 weeks before, like yourself, Scotty, I was feeling unwell, but it was like a flu. I wasn't coughing or sneezing, but it was just a flu that just wouldn't go. And I was feeling fatigued. And I used to cycle to work, and I was cycling about 60 miles a week. I was weight training at the time. I used to be big.
Used to.
Innit?
So yeah. For a 24-year-old, you know, I was quite, you know what I mean?
It's a unit.
Yeah. I was training with Marcus, so you know.
Yeah.
yeah. But anyway, just to speed it up, I was ignoring the signs.
Mm-hmm.
I was ignoring the signs. I thought, oh, it'll go away. And because I didn't realize I developed sleep apnea, I was sleeping probably about 2 hours to 4 hours a night sometimes. And then I'll sleep for 8 hours or 9 hours, and then it will go back to 4 hours. So it was something that the NHS just took a little while to give me the sleep test so I can find out what was going on. So my sleep was very irregular. And then 1st of May, boom, just happened when I was at work.
What happened?
I was on a break. I was literally just replying to a text, and then all of a sudden it just felt like some rushing wind came in, like, and then my whole chest just locked up. So I was like, what's going on here? And then I was like trying to inhale air, and then it wasn't happening for me. So I was trying to breathe out now, trying to exhale. Nothing's happening. So I thought, oh, let me just have some water. But it's like the water was getting like stuck. Hey, obviously it wasn't, but it felt like it was. And then I ran outside to try and get fresh air. Same thing. And essentially, yeah, that's when I had a mild heart attack.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, so did you have a hospital stint? Was it how long?
Well, what happened was I should have actually got work to call an ambulance. So what happened is, more time was going when I was taking Ubers to the hospital, not realizing that it's anything to do with my heart. I just didn't know what happened. But it was like a series of treatment, but I didn't have to have a stint. Because I didn't realize as well there was liquid around the heart that was like squeezing the heart in that regard. But they just said to me, complete rest at a time. And this was a time when psychologically I was very busy doing loads of things. So from not sleeping much at all, I started to sleep between 10 and 16 hours a day for 3 weeks. So they had to come and keep checking on me that I was awake. So alive, I mean, because I would just sleep. Sometimes I'll sleep for 8 hours, have a shower, have something to eat, and then sleep for 8 hours straight again. So my body was extremely exhausted. So that's what happened.
You mentioned something about calling the ambulance. And I just really want to highlight to people listening the importance, if you are unwell, call 999.
Yes.
And get the ambulance, get medical treatment, because a lot of us, we kind of minimize it.
And we hesitate.
And the longer you are without medical assistance,
yes,
the more detrimental it could be.
Exactly.
So you remember I said I was break dancing?
Yeah.
I was thinking I can break dance this out and thingy bob. And if my missus wasn't there and she was adamant, I'm phoning the ambulance, and she gave them all of the information, my age, pulse, because she was able to take my pulse, blood pressure, because we had the blood pressure machine, so they knew. So I just wanted to reiterate what Jordan said. If you feel unwell, do not hesitate to call 999 and get an ambulance. So thank you for that, Jordan, and we'll come back to you. Sorry, Shaz.
No. I just, it's a very touching subject. But let's hear from Mel as well. I know you shared about your brother.
So 1st of August last year, I think it was about 11 a.m. in a Teams meeting at work, I got a phone call from my younger brother who said Alvin's had a heart attack, literally froze. it felt like forever. And then I was like, right, where is he? Is he alive? And he said he's in Hammersmith Hospital. I said, right, I'm going there now. I was literally getting ready to go. My brother, he said he wasn't going to come, but then he called me back. He said, I'm coming with you. So we got to the hospital and we were told he was being operated on, that they were put a stent in. So we'd gone to the part in the hospital where we thought he was. And when we got there, they were taking long. I said, where is he? So they've come out and I was looking at me and I said, where's my brother? Where is he? And they said, oh, the stent worked. I said, where is he? He said, oh, he's in ICU. The wind went out my cells. I had to take a moment to compose myself. I'm like, why is he in ICU? They said, well, he's had a massive heart attack and we've put him into a coma, an induced coma, so that his body can rest to heal.
Yeah.
So with that, we've gone round to the ICU, gone in there and seen my brother. He was glowing. He was in this suit. I was like, what's this suit? And they put a suit on you and it's got water in it. So it cools the body down, because they said the heart heals better in a cooler environment.
Okay.
So he had this whole kind of suit tied up on him. And he looked like he looked peaceful. He was sleeping. He just looked like he was sleeping. He was, those of you who know my brother, looked sharp. He just looked like he had a trim. He looked like he just got off the plane. He was well suntanned. And he looked peaceful. He was just sleeping. Those of you who know my brother Alvin know him well. He's really quite spiritual. He knows the Bible inside out, upside down. He also knows the Quran inside out, upside down as well. And he likes to research. He's really big researcher. Anyway, he was there trying to talk to him, and he was in an induced coma, and he's actually moving to the point of, he's looking at the nurse going, what's wrong? Why is he moving? And that just goes to show the testament of how his strength, he was still trying to communicate with us whilst he was in induced coma. I prayed over him, prayed over him. I was like, come on, I need you to fight this. So that was a Thursday. The Friday, the specialists had come and spoke to us, and this was the bit that kind of really got me, was they said, why wasn't he taking his medication? So I said, what medication? I said, he didn't even have a GP. So my brother had such a mistrust in Westernized music. He wasn't registered at a GP. He was very much of he'll fast, he'll pray, he'll send for the bush from Jamaica, he'll do this, he'll research. He had no faith in the Westernized medicine. He did a lot of research, so he knew about all the trials and things that they tested on us as Black people. You know, we're the mother of earth, so, you know, they always have been. I think they will continue to experiment on us, but he just didn't have a GP. So speaking to the specialist, he then said that he only had 20% heart what's the word? Capacity.
Okay.
Only 20% of his heart capacity, and the heart muscle was severely damaged. We asked a lot of questions, like what brought it on? Would there have been signs? He said there would definitely have been some signs. But one of the things that I found quite prominent was, he said, what a lot of people are not aware of, and what people should be more aware of, is that chronic sleep deprivation is one of the high risk factors of having heart disease or getting a heart condition. And what came to my mind was, obviously my brother and some of you here are from the era of what we call bleachers. You lot, original
the bleach.
You lot would bleach. I don't even call it ravers. You lot were the original bleachers. You would rave for hours and hours, get up, go to work, cook dinner, do everything.
Not me.
The bleacher them.
Thinking about that and Alvin's lifestyle. And then he was working as a security guard. He always suffered with insomnia from quite young. That all those things had an impact. He looked healthy up until the Monday, and then when I went to see him, he changed colour, and then they told us that he was brain stem cell dead. So
sorry.
he was gone, and then we had to make the decision to turn the machine off, which we did on a Tuesday, which was the 6th of August. We decided. We stayed with him. I'm kind of the cornerstone of the family, so they couldn't do it. I stayed with him. They took everything out, 40 minutes until he took his last breath, and then I stayed there with him and prayed with him. I just felt like my world had just shifted from under my feet. When I got back to the house, I literally collapsed. I had a scream that came out of me that came from the pit of my stomach. The pain of like, oh my gosh, because up until Sunday, I thought we were going to get him back.
Yeah.
And then when I saw him the Monday, I could see he wasn't there anymore. Whole change of colour. And then it was not having the time to grieve and then having to arrange a funeral because my mum's in her 80s. She's thinking about, she's just lost her son. How am I going to be burying her son? And I didn't have time to grieve. I had to start making arrangements. And then there was like, you got to try and find where's what and all that, because there was nothing prepared. So it's
a very touching story. And as you spoke about your brother, I'm thinking about your brother because I knew him. He was one of the original ravers from Grove and those areas. And what I used to remember about your brother is he always had a smile.
Always.
And like he was a, what I would call a kind human being. You know, you meet some people, you don't know them, but their spirit. And I know when we spoke, Mel, it's like you felt that this was the right time for you to actually come and speak about your story. And again, the therapy spot is highlighting the importance of why we need to talk when we go through difficulties and trauma. Because if we don't talk, then we run the risk now of having that same fate of storing stress in our body. So again, it's to highlight the importance. And I am going to come back to you, Mel, around the hospital, not even the hospital, the mistrust of the medical field. Like, he didn't have a GP. He's 50-something years old and he's going through this, and the family didn't know. Otherwise, would the family have been more supportive and given him that direction? So we're going to come back
to that. Yeah, absolutely.
I'm going to get Lorna. And Lorna, I know we're here and I'm grateful for you to come. So just tell us a little bit about your condition, why it's related to the heart. And like, just give us a little bit.
Okay. So maybe sometime in 2007, my youngest daughter, she was answering me back.
You mean fiercely?
Well, no, I mean, foreign to me because she's answering me back, and I got up off the sofa really quickly to check her.
Yeah.
You want to check her?
We check her. So, all I done was just get up really quickly, raise my arm, and I had to sit back down. And I was hunched over, and I knew something was wrong.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, I was a really sporty person. From the age of 14, I was scouted for the under-19s England squad.
Come on.
For netball. And so I'd done a lot of sports, and I would run, cross country and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But I felt like I'd just finished running cross country, just from that sudden movement. So I said, no, I need to go and check this out. So the doctor kept sending me backwards and forwards to different hospital appointments, get this scan, get this blood test, get this, get that. By the time the doctor said, okay, Lorna, I just want to send you back to the hospital just for one more test. And it came back positive for sarcoidosis. Pronounced sarcoidosis. Not psych, because it's not a madness. It's sarcoidosis. Now, I'd never heard of this. And he explained that because the time it took for them to find what was wrong, it's left a scarring on my lung. That now makes it pulmonary sarcoidosis. Now, he also explained, all of this was going over my head, but he was saying to me that it's very rare that you get someone else in the family with this, and that it's not hereditary. You cannot catch this, but it is mostly found in Black people.
Okay.
Still saying that. When I've Googled it, it's like 2.7% of Black people have it, compared to 0.2% of other groups.
Okay.
Now, I didn't know what that was. I'd never heard of anybody having this, so I kept it to myself because I just didn't want to be different. Kept it to myself. A friend of mine, I know that he was in hospital, and when he was talking, I said to myself, I know what he's got, but he didn't want to say either. So I left it alone. Anyway, a few years later, the doctor also told me that this is something that presents itself, if it's going to come, it presents itself in your mid-40s.
Okay.
So at the time, I was 43.
Okay.
I'm 61 now.
Gee.
Wow.
Now, at 43, this is when it happened. So a few years later, my brother ended up in King's College Hospital. His heart had stopped. And they were doing lots of different tests. They'd confined him to bed. He was in King's for about, maybe about 6 weeks or so. Anyway, at the end of it, he was then on the phone to me telling me that they found what it is. It's sarcoidosis of the heart. My sarcoidosis is on my lung. So when he was explaining this to me and he realised that sarcoidosis didn't throw me, so he said, well, have you heard of sarcoidosis? I said, yes, I've got it. So he was pretty annoyed with me because I hadn't said. Now, he has it on his heart, so he's just like yourself. He's had a stent put in. So I have to wonder how many other people have that out there.
Yeah.
This is another thing. When I used to go to the doctors, this is the only doctor in the entire practice that knew of sarcoidosis. So if I made an appointment, went to the GP and didn't see that doctor, you would see the panic on the GP's face when they see on screen, oh, sarcoidosis. And they say, oh, just a minute. They'd leave to go check somebody else before coming back and, to see what they can do for me.
Yeah.
This made me realize, hang on a second. So what about our parents and their parents? Because remember, they came over from, well, my parents are Jamaican. They came over. Their dialect is different. And with my mom, she would go to the doctor and he'd say, so mommy, what did the doctor say? She can't tell you. All she would say is, oh, doctor, some if you take this.
Yeah.
So what's that for? She doesn't want to say,
Yeah.
really, because everything went over their head.
Yeah.
And then the thing is, what I would find with my mom is if she still wasn't well, she'd go to private doctor.
Okay.
And I think with them, they feel like if they're paying for something, that makes them better. But then what they'd end up doing is them boil bush.
Yeah.
Yeah, they boil the bush.
That's it.
So
Yeah, that's it.
your brother,
My brother.
what is his condition like now with his heart? When you heard that he had, and you sent me some information. Bernie Mac is a sufferer. Who else?
Bernie Mac.
He passed.
Tisha Campbell from My Wife and Kid. Yeah. Yes.
Who's my wife? Sorry, I don't watch that
What was the
much.
show?
Tisha Campbell.
I'll have to go. I'll have to catch it up. I'll have to catch up later.
I mean, the thing is, it's not well known. But remember, there was a footballer that collapsed on the pitch.
Yeah.
What was his name?
I
Is
don't
it
know.
going to be M? I believe it.
Somebody.
Yeah, Mwamba.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you know what's really funny, as you mentioned earlier about the gym and so forth. So people messaged me and they said, hold on a second. You sure you was in hospital? Because it don't look like
You don't look sick.
you look sick. And this is the next thing now. Externally,
You may be all right.
we might be good.
100%.
But internally,
Yeah.
I didn't realize. So this the next important message. Sleep deprivation. Is that what you were saying, Mel?
Yeah.
So if you're not sleeping, that's a high risk factor. And you know, like we talk about the bleaching, we talk about stress, we talk about work-life balance, interpersonal relationships. All of these things can add stress, and then you're not sleeping. And if you're not sleeping, these are risk factors.
Yeah.
And I like what you said about there was only one doctor, because sometimes as a community, we are not being assertive enough when we are entering medical fields, whether it's a lack of trust or mistrust. But you know, like, our body is a beautiful thing.
Yes.
And when something ain't right, your body's going to let you know.
That's right.
It's true.
And don't dismiss it. So you were saying, Jordan, that you went through this and your body was telling you, and you had this. Fortunately for you, you didn't have a stint. But in terms of life now, because you're still, when you said he was bigger, you said, oh, big. Ah, the man big, no. So I said, oh, big. So you look really healthy and well now. So what precautions or what things do you have to be mindful of now? Is it diet? Is it what?
Lifestyle, first of all, that's the first thing, because when you was talking about the sleep deprivation, I really started to worry, because sometimes I know I've pushed the boundary after, and that's a lack of wisdom. You know what I mean? That's a big lack of wisdom. So yeah, lifestyle, you have to kind of monitor, like you said, the work-life balance, what you take on. I know, I feel like most of us are responsible in our families, and people look to us for things. Even when I was on bed rest, they're gonna beat me up when they watch this podcast because of the guilt. Because I was still expected to think for like at the time, because it was so sudden. It was in the middle of when I was, helping people do things. So it's like, how can you be sick now? You know? So I still had that pressure on me when I was sick, because I'm thinking about who is depending on me. And I don't have children, but I'm a person that looks after my
Uncle.
family. Yeah, uncle. Yeah, as you can see, you know what I mean? My nephew's here with me. But yeah, I'll say lifestyle, diet, but what I'd summarize it to say, just for the sake of time, it's like a gauge that I've got. I can feel if I'm tipping over the edge. If I'm tipping over the edge, I will make sure I come back to this side. So it's not a risk that I would like to run. Like I said, sometimes I have lack of wisdom, but God will, reprimand me in that regard. But I don't want anyone watching to think that you can just trust this gauge all the time and just think, usually I can do this, usually I can bleach and I'm fine. Because we don't want anything, God forbid, to happen to you because you were just taking advantage. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? So that's what I would say. We have to definitely use wisdom.
Yeah. I was just going to say on the back of that about advantage. This is a next plug. The other day I was in Ladbroke Grove and the chemist then was selling blood pressure monitor, half price. Get your blood pressure monitor.
Take advantage of them
monitor
thing there.
blood pressure.
Take advantage
I
of
was
that.
just going to say, I think it's very interesting in how some of the stories shared today, the element of not sharing or not talking about the conditions that we may have. And I even think about my mum's story, where my mum knew she had heart failure, and she sat me and my brother down and she said, look, we've gone for the checks in the family, because it was going through the family, right? So a few had died, so she'd got her checks. She'd come back, she's got the heart condition, and it's turned into, she didn't even tell us it was heart failure. She said she got a heart condition. That was in February. After she passed in the September, we went back through her medical records, and my mum knew she was going to die from May, and she didn't say anything. Now, we saw the signs, but in May, she would have been told her heart's moved to heart failure, and her heart was only working at 26%. So from May till September, when I went to the doctors now to get my heart checked, and I gave them my mum's information, I said, we don't know how your mum survived so long. Because at 26%, her heart was going out. But it was the element of, why didn't she say anything?
That's right.
Do you know what I mean? And even hearing your story about your brother
She
and
was going out,
Mm.
going raving.
oh no, my mum
Oh.
was a pastor.
Okay.
As in her heart was going.
Going out.
Yeah. She went into that. but just within the black community, because I even remember the year before that when my dad had prostate cancer, and just trying to get black men to go to the hospital was difficult. So it was like dad had prostate cancer, then mum got diagnosed with this heart condition, then we lost mum. But luckily, my mum was very organised. So when she spoke with my brother and myself, she said, look, that's my box, that's your dad's box. If anything happens to us, everything you need is in there. So when she passed, went through the box, she had funeral plans, she had order of service, she had who's doing what, who gets what, bank account number, everything. So planning her funeral was easy. But I don't think a lot of people are thinking about what happens to me if something suddenly happens. Who's going to know what? Who's got what role? Where do I find your information? Do you have life insurance? And I know that's something that you touch on a lot. I'm sick of seeing GoFundMes for our community. We need to sort ourselves out, do you know what I mean? And be prepared, because as you can see, it doesn't happen at a certain age that you're going to, you know, leave this earth at 50, 60, whenever. It could happen at any moment. We go through these life-changing experiences. And what it does to the family that's left behind, having to pick up the pieces and get into debt sometimes, it's a lot.
It's a lot. And
It's
Mel
a lot.
touched on that in terms of what she had to do. And what was it? The struggle of trying to organize the families leaning on you, and you are your own individual person with your grief, and like what was given to you. And yeah, I know when we spoke, you spoke about the pulls and the challenges, and like, just how did you overcome that? What gave you the strength to say, actually, I'm gonna persevere with this?
I'll tell you what. I'm very spiritual. Those who've known me, I got baptized in 2023, and I literally said a prayer. I said, Alv, you're gonna have to help me get through this one, because they're all leaning on me. And it was quite funny, because even when I did do the funeral, everybody that did know him said, we knew it would be you. I was his baby sister. There's only 2 girls, 5 boys. And those who just know, we quarrelled like nobody else, but the love was intense.
Yeah.
And even now, the things that I'm learning about him that I didn't know, we were so much alike. No wonder we clashed when we did. It was a burden, but I prayed. I had prayed for it, and I'm not going to make no bones about it. Ray and nephew was my friend.
Mine too.
I'll be honest.
Yeah.
For that 4 weeks,
Yes.
I think I barely slept. They literally had to take my phone. One day, I think the most I slept was about 6 hours. They took my phone, and I was so numb. It was like the rum didn't do anything. It was just like I was just on go. But I knew I wanted to give him the best send-off that I could possibly give him, because he deserved it. Because the stories, the communities, the people he was there for when they lost their mum, people who said that they were sectioned and he'd come every day and take them out for their hour that they were allowed out. The children that called him uncle and he was godfather to many. It was like I had to do it for him, and that is him and Father God is the only thing that got me through. I'll be honest, Scotty, it was that. I don't think anything tangible else was going to get me through doing that. And going back to when you're saying about you get the signs, it was after he passed I found out that he'd collapsed about 3 occasions.
So he had collapsed. So there was warning signs there.
And collapsed, passed out. One of them said that they actually thought he had actually died. And he was laying there and they were looking at him in shock. And when he came round, he was praying and he said, I'm good. I'm all right. So that's her testament to he prayed. I believe he prayed and came back. But I knew he was going because he did start to reduce going out. He wasn't out as much. He was being really selective.
So in the back of his mind, he was starting to...
He knew.
Yeah.
Nobody can't tell me that he didn't know.
So you got an idea that he knew something was wrong.
Something was wrong, and he still wasn't going to the GP. But his mistrust, got his dad passed away 9 years before he did. And that was the nail in the coffin for him with medical professions. It was like, they were adamant his dad was in a wheelchair, had severe rheumatoid arthritis, and they said, oh, we're going to give him this injection. And he was annoyed. He was very angry. He was like, no. And his dad died 6 weeks later. And that was it. After the injection, 6 weeks later, his dad passed away. And that was it. I knew then. I mean, I still thought he would have a GP, but I know that's where his mistrust, that was it. He was never going to go. But, you know, saying that we need to get our black men in particular to go and get a health check.
Definitely.
When that happens, my brothers both went for an MOT. They took a blood test. They were determined. They made sure they got their finances in order in case anything happened. We all did. We did the whole round. I said, everybody, you ain't got
everybody.
it. I used that time and directed, you next. I'll do the phone call. Even myself, I sat down with my daughter. I gave her the A to Z. But we need, I mean, you know, we don't have a lot of representation clinically trained in the NHS. And I looked at,
it's true.
It was really hard to find some data, but I found some skimpy NHS data from April 2023. And it said in the whole of the NHS, only 5% were black people who were clinically trained. So we don't have enough representation.
And it's saying that
it makes a difference when you walk in and you see a black physician. It makes a difference.
I want to touch on something Jordan said. You know, he said that he felt like he had to keep going. You know, because I do promoting and stuff like that, I felt that I needed to step back a little bit. And I know some people were like a little annoyed that I didn't come to their event and this and that, you know, because it's like a shaking hand kind of thing. Go to mine, go to yours.
100%.
You know, but I got to a point where I said, I know every real file me must wet.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's it.
You understand? You know, because I know my body. I could feel the difference. And I come from the bleaching.
The bleach at them.
Yeah, I would rave and then have a bath.
That's it.
Iron the clothes and go to work.
Yeah.
I've done it.
Shaz is looking at you like, Shaz, you see the bleach at them? Sometimes you'd wake up 6 o'clock in the morning to go. You leave it at 6 o'clock Sunday morning to go to the rave. I'm probably 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock.
Especially when it's coming around to Christmas time, you know, there's lots on. And you got to work. My daughters are completely different. They think I'm crazy. And even when my mom came to stay with me one time and I'm going to a house dance and I said, Mommy, I'm going out later. At like 4 o'clock in the morning when I'm getting up to go to the house dance, I'm going in the bathroom and my mom's come out the bedroom to use the bathroom. She said, oh, so you know, but I go out again.
Just warming up.
I think what Jordan said,
just about to go.
It's so important about almost having that permission to be kind to yourself after you've gone through something that is quite detrimental. So you have the people that suffer the illness, and then you got the loved ones that have to provide the care or who carry the burden. And Mel, that message that you sell, and you as well, Shaz, about just off the record, he didn't wake up that morning and think my life is going to change for the next 10 years. So important to seek out insurance, life insurance, to seek out a funeral plan. Because it can change at the moment.
Any moment.
And when you got your loved ones, you want to give them a burden? I love what you said about your mum and your dad, like they had their boxes. Because the reality of life is we're all going to go. And do we make some type of provision? So Jordan, you're a big advocate for people. So what would you advise people to do? Like how do they kind of, because I know you started a charity after your event, isn't it?
Yeah.
What's your charity called?
Final thoughts.
Yeah.
As we're wrapping up.
Oh, final thoughts. Yeah. Okay. I'll just say it really quick. So when I was on bed rest, looking at the ceiling, I thought, what can I do? And And because I'm a poet, it came to me. I said, once I'm better, I don't know when that's going to be. I'm going to do an event and I'm going to call it Not for the Weak-Hearted. And it's all about bouncing back from things that get you down. So it's a roller coaster of emotions, full of entertainment, empowerment, education, all about that. So Not for the Weak-Hearted started off as an event, but now we've turned it into a company where we help people and educate them and we add value. So that's what
And
that is.
Yeah, because it's important that we tell our stories, and
yeah, for sure.
for us today,
Yeah.
it feels like we could sit here and just be in this conversation for hours in the importance of in the black community, especially with men looking about their well-being. Mel, when you was talking, I could feel the pain, I could feel the passion, I could feel that memory of you thinking about Alvin. And I want to commend you for coming here today.
100%.
Because I know this was a brave step for you to take.
100%.
And I had to almost down the phone kind of give you like some brotherly love, like you'll be safe here. And it's really important that we understand that our health, when things don't, it impacts those around us. So we have a duty
Yeah.
to look about our health so that we're not
100%.
leaving our loved ones with worries and concerns. And again, I'm going to highlight the importance of talking, because there's a book, The Body Keeps the Score, and it talks about stress in the body. And it talks about how our body will hold on to those stresses, and it can lead to so many things. So I'm just going to try and give some finishing words for all of you. Like, what would you, like, the people looking and going to watch this, what would you want to say to them? What would your message be to them?
I'll say put yourself first,
Mm-hmm.
and I'll say put your things in order, because after I was ill, I then started to work in the finance industry. So I've done my training and stuff to understand how it could have been prevented or how things could have gone better for me financially, because we don't often talk about the financial impact when you get struck with something like an illness, and then what situation that puts you and your loved ones in, whether you survive or not. So for me, those are the two things I'll say. Be kind to yourself, put yourself first, and get your finances in order, and speak to someone who knows what they're talking about. Don't call the insurance. Sorry, don't do it online. I mean, speak to someone. So
speak
and in person. That's what I would say. So that's what I would definitely advise.
Thank you for that. Lorna, like, what would your message be to the people watching? What would you like to say about sarcoidosis and the impact on the heart?
Okay, not just with sarcoidosis. I don't know. We must have noticed a lot of people are passing for different things at an alarming rate. I think there's a lot of people out there raving. We think that, oh, it's such a shock to hear that this one's passed. And just like you said, your mom knew something was wrong. I think people know that something's not right. They don't know exactly. And I think people need to take more notice of the time that they have here.
Absolutely.
You know, I think everything is not about raving, having to be out on the Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Because you've still got Monday to Friday to go to work. And there's got to be a balance somewhere.
It's got to be balanced.
Don't try to put yourself everywhere. Think of yourself and take time for you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Mel, what would your message be? And I know Alvin's probably looking at you now, and he's probably saying, man, my sister done me proud. What would your message be to the people listening?
Mine is for please go and get your health checked. There's nothing wrong with going to your GP once a year at least, but I'd say at least every 6 months, whether you're well or unwell, wherever it is, get your checks, get your bloods done, ask for the checks, be assertive.
That's a key word, assertive.
Ask for a second opinion. We're entitled to that.
Definitely.
I know we don't have enough of us out there in the industry, but we have to start to give a little level of trust. We don't want to keep on doing these podcasts because we're losing our black people because they're not speaking up in the right places.
Okay. Shaz, I know, like, we had to do some chopping and check, because I know you really wanted to be here today. And I know this is something that's personal to you, and I know you've done a lot of therapeutic work. And like even just sharing a little bit about the preparation that mum and dad made.
Yeah.
What would your takeaway be for the people listening that's going to listen to the show that's around matters of the heart?
I think a little bit of what everyone has said. I really value everyone sharing today, and I think the key points that we've just raised in terms of going and get yourself checked out, taking time for work-life balance and resting and preparation. I think as a grieving person who, you know, everyone's got the different roles that they play, but for me as a daughter grieving, the last thing I would have wanted to do was trying to hunt down paperwork. Do you understand? Where would my mum put this? Where would we put that? Whatever. That I just wouldn't have had the capacity to do that. But because I knew that everything was planned, although it was still a difficult process, it made life so much easier, especially when you're able to honour their wishes and give them exactly what they want. So if you are someone that has family, if you don't, I don't have no children, but I have everything planned. My brother and my dad know where all my stuff is. I've got my own little box now. And I'm like, anything happened to me, look in that box.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? So preparation is key. And I just want to thank all the guests for coming today and for sharing. I think what I've kept in terms of in my grief journey is making sure that I say my mum's name.
Yeah.
Keeping her memory alive, sharing her story and helping her story to live on and inspire others. And I'm sure there'll be other mums out there that's like, you know what, let me go and buy one box and put my things in there for my kids just in case. Do you know what I mean? And even just that little bit, it lets me know that, you know what, her impact is still here and it's still living on. So I'm just grateful for you all for coming and sharing your stories with us, because this is going to help.
It's going to help.
It's going to help our community.
And before we wind up, there is a product on the table.
Yes.
This is a pepper sauce.
It's
Lorna, please tell us the name.
It's a sweet pepper sauce.
Yes,
Now,
sir.
it's called Gillette sauce. Gillette sauce. It's a sweet pepper sauce, so it has a lot of ginger, garlic.
Don't give her the trade secret.
Yeah.
But the ingredients is
Yeah.
to trick anybody.
Mm-hmm.
The ingredients is there on the back. I'm not going to tell you how to make it.
Yeah.
You know.
Where can they get this? You're on social media. We're going to put your handles on there so that they can. And your promotion is
They can
called.
reach out to me. Gillette sauce. My home name is Gillette.
Yeah.
So everyone calls me Lorna. That's my proper name.
Yeah.
But at home, you know, Jamaican people, we
You
have
have two
right.
names.
two
That's
names.
a pet name.
That's right.
That's my pet name. My pet name is Gillette.
Yeah.
Okay.
So this is Gillette sauce. 'Cause
Good.
yes, I can turn my
You can turn your hand.
Good,
And before
good,
you
good.
turn your hand in,
Wonderful.
Love it.
Mel, I know that recently you had an event in Fulham.
did.
Tell us a little bit about what it's called and when the next one is on, please.
So a little bit of Alvin in there as well. I've now got what's called Cougar Promotions. I've been become a promoter. I listen to a lot of house music, so my events are female-only house DJs.
Okay.
Each time I have an event, I bring a new up-and-coming female DJ to come and showcase and show what they're made of. My next event is called Grown and Sexy Part 2. It's on Friday the 30th of January, and it will be at the Swing Jazz Bar in Fulham.
Oh,
Okay.
love that.
Thank you for that. So, for the audience watching, we've been blessed today
100%.
to have a beautiful conversation, and I hope that you find some gem or something in our conversation today that might spark something in you.
That's it.
And this series or this episode was called Matters of the Heart, and I think it's really important that we take matters of the heart seriously, and that's around self-care, self-love. Most importantly, the importance of talking,
Yes.
of sharing our woes, our burdens to our loved ones. And if you can't have a loved one that you think can hold you, this is why we have the therapy spot, because we're promoting black therapists. There's lots of talking therapists out there that look like you, sound like you, and that can hold you in therapeutic conversations. So I want to say thank you to everyone for being here today.
Thank you.
And I've really enjoyed your stories and their handles are going to be in the feed or whatever they.
Yeah,
all
reach
that
out,
stuff.
reach out, man.
You can reach out to all of us.
definitely.
So, audience
you.
out there, thank you so much. And this is the therapy spot.
Subscribe.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
Subscribe. That's right.
Hit the button
That's it.
and press
Support.
subscribe. And
That's right.
everything.
That's right.
We are trying to do this. We are trying to turn man in our lives.
Turn
Nobody
that-
are trying to turn the man in our lives.
100%.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
We're good.
Wonderful.
Welcome to The Therapy Spot, the podcast where real conversations meet real impact. Hosted by Scott and Shazara Melody, two therapists bringing heartfelt, relatable, and therapeutic discussions that touch our lives and uplift our community. We're proud to be sponsored by an incredible network of organizations that share our mission to empower and inspire. Mr. Sophisticated, a business entrepreneur. Raymond from Fifth Avenue, the host of the Breakfast Blues Show. Carson Gracie Warriors, a renowned MMA school in Brent. And VIP, Violence Intervention Project, transforming lives and building safer communities in Hammersmith. Together with our sponsors, we're creating a space where every conversation sparks change, every voice is heard, and every episode inspires growth. Lock in as we feel, heal, and grow together. The Therapy Spot, healing our community one episode at a time.